All right, welcome back, everybody. We have a tremendous collection purchase. Probably going to be a couple videos because I want to spend some time discussing since there's so much market movements going on in the vintage Magic world. So today, we completed this massive deal here in Florida for a very incredible vintage Magic collection. I want to go over a few things. So in this first part of the video, probably going to be about 3 parts. On part 1 here, we're going to go over the dark. And these are all the cards. I pretty much pulled out all the massive bulk. I had to go through everything. And I pulled out all the good cards. So I can share everything. And we can go through and talk about what's going on. So we got the dark to talk about today. We have a lot of legacy era. And I got them organized. You'll see right here. We got them organized. So we have our Exodus. We have our Mirage. And then, so pretty much what I'll do is, actually, you have your Exodus. You have Mirage. You got Stronghold. And then you got Urza's stuff. So you put it on here. We got Urza's things. Whoop, and then it ends there. Then we got Tempest era. And then we got, what's that? Whoop, there we go. Then the Visions. Visions era comes next. And then we jump over to Weatherlight. And then I think that's it for that pile. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is we're going to spend some time. And I know a lot of people really like these videos. That's why we're kind of bringing them back here. I had no idea how many people were going to be upset that I stopped doing these type of videos, so they're back. So yeah, live and learn, right? And these are all alliances. And yes, folks, we're going to be talking about some Ice Age over here. Oops, some Ice Age, and also last but not least, in the back, everybody's favorite, Homelands, Didgeridoo, and Fallen Empires. So that's what we're going to be going over today. By the way, that's how I always sort things in my own personal collection when I keep things. I do them upside down. I go by the set symbol because I'm left-handed, so I kind of go that way. All right, so I guess we're going to start here. We're going to start with the promos. This weird promo pile that I dug out of the whole collection. First, I didn't know what this was. I've never seen this before. I'm assuming this is similar to one of those Havoc the Bothering type things. I don't know what this is. Have you guys seen this before? I'm sure some comments below would be great. The Slackmaster with a nice middle finger from Magic. So clearly this is another parody product that must have been a parody copyright 1990. Yeah, this is another one. I'm sure that Wizards got pissed. And but apparently I didn't even know that existed. I've never seen that before. So yeah, that seems kind of cool. Am I right? Recently, obviously, it's been a big deal talking about these book promos with the whole Walking Dead mechanically unique. That's been a hot thing. So we got a lot of these older promos I found. Now again, these aren't really worth anything. There's no financial value, but I wanted to talk about it. I don't expect it to change. I would not invest or hoard arenas, the centaurs, the sewers here. We can see the book promo logo. And of course, the infamous dragon. I mean, they're unique. They look pretty neat. But again, I don't consider these like investments. I don't think they're going to this day, they're still not worth much money. I don't expect that to change. Some weird little arena, old school kind of promo basic lands. Looks like a 9th edition still in the sleeve. I'm assuming maybe a pre-release thing or some sort of pre-release kit or promo or something a long time ago. 9th edition, which is a white bordered set. Foils are black border. The Unglued, Unhinged era, the old school lands. I think it's the original Unglued, I believe. Still very cool. Very weird, defective misprint mountain I found on this one. This was really weird with like bleached ink issues across the card. This is just the front and the back. Just the front, but of course it's not worth anything. It's damaged. Just a little World Championship, little card I found stuck in the middle. Same thing, 7th edition, foil. When they first started doing foils back in the day. Back in my day. This was a promo version or like a pre-release thing, and this was the Thorn Elemental was always the easiest one to get in 7th edition. Remember, 7th edition was white border. Foils had black border. And again, some more of these basic lands. Found a couple little old school Ravnica Dissension era original shock lands. Still have the best art though. God, those still original ones still have really cool. Steam Vents, Stomping Grounds. And obviously everybody always asks about like these Vanguard type cards. These oversized giant ones. I always find these neat. I'll be honest with you. I never sell them. I just throw them in a big stack that keeps getting up from collections. I never sell them. I don't think there's a lot of money in them. But I just always thought they were cool. Just for those of you not familiar with it, they kind of changed some of the rules of when you start the game, when you do this. Like if you look at the bottom right, it's always you can add. It's usually like a plus or minus for starting life totals. And then on the left, it's plus or minus for starting hand size. And then, of course, in the middle of the card, it'll have some sort of modifier. Like this one says, creatures can't be the target of spells or opponents. Your creatures can't be the target of your opponent's spells. And then, of course, you see some other ones over here Like, there's some really cool ones. I love the artwork and the feel. This one, whenever any of your creatures damages any player, look at that, creature or player, gain a life, no modification to starting life, +2 to starting and max hand size in the corner. That's kind of interesting. And of course, you got the old Grenivik. I remember him from, God, Mirage days, was it? Got some really neat one. Look at that Karn, man. That has got to be one of the wildest. It's like a Stewie Griffin smushed head Karn. Like, man, look at that old school Karn art, man. Isn't that crazy? Look at this bad boy. +6 to starting life, +1 to hand size. It's just really weird stuff. And then, oh, look at Sisay. Looking spicy. I always thought Sisay was an epic one. Man, she's epic. -3 on the starting life and -2 on the hand size and maximum starting. So that's she must be pretty strong on the, whenever you tap a land for mana, produces an additional mana. Holy smokes. So you get double mana. So that's why you've got negative modifiers down there. So pretty cool stuff. You got to see some different ones, little minotaurs. Okay. Oh, Hannah, Ship's Navigator. Kind of love the Hannah artwork over there from Liz. Did great job. Look at that, -5 on the starting life. Isn't that wild? And beautiful angel. Look at that. So a lot of cool things like that. And like I said, not really like, I don't consider these like investments or anything per se. I just think they're really cool old pieces of kind of Magic memorabilia and history. The only thing I found on this collection of Exodus was we had a coat of arms. Again, not reserve list. Cool card, original frame, original card. I wouldn't invest or collect or do anything. I just thought it was worthy of being pulled out. Next, we have in the Mirage pile. These are cards I pulled from the collection that I felt had any form of value from the bulk. Obviously, we got some dust or something there. Hall of Gemstones was one of the original reserve list buyouts. It was targeted, kind of went up a lot. Enchant World, I love seeing that. Went up a lot, came back down, has a little bit of movement now. So, and of course, tutors. That's a very hot topic lately. Tutor cards from Mirage or any of these older base sets. Remember, they also have tutors in the White Border 6th edition, was it? From Mirage they reprinted. I would be very careful with these type of cards because these will be reprinted in their identical form. With what Wizards is doing, I'd expect the original frame, original everything. That is a stay away. The original version maybe have a little bit better collectability, but I would not be putting any form of money or anything into that card. I don't have any confidence in that card long term. Just want to make that very clear. All right, this is one of these interesting cards. You can see some of the variants between the US and Belgium printings there. Reparations. This is one of the cards that became very popular recently. Similar to cards, you know, like the Crusade, the Gwendolyn's. Peacekeeper was one of them. Maybe not. That's what people told me. They told me a lot of these cards because the whole sensitivity, cultural change to crackdown and all these bad historical cards. There's been a lot of targets to this type of thing. Again, besides the fact of the name of the card and kind of the flavor with the history and kind of the taboo kind of image around it, I still would be very cautious putting money or trying to invest in this type of product. Just want to lay that out there. Phyrexian Dreadnought. Still very, very cool. Still very iconic. Just the infamous 1-drop 12/12. And it does have trample, which makes it worthy. And of course, when it comes to play, you got to sack all kinds of creatures to total up that 12 or more. Otherwise, you lose the card. Which obviously, if you have a lot of cards like back in the day, like Ball Lightning and different things that can only be used once, was a very cool thing. So Phyrexian Dreadnought is a obviously reserve list. I am a huge fan. Still think it's cheap and undervalued. All right, last but not least back here, we got the old LEDs and the Claw. These, I'm on the fence. I don't have much to say about these. Every time dragons become a hot thing again, cards like this, and people go through Magic's history looking for any form of flavor that tie over. Kind of like Didgeridoo from Homelands, and then dragons from this dragon card from the Claw, from Mirage. People will target to buy out anytime some sort of flavor or new announcement or new product is made from Wizards. Long term, those are definitely cards I would hold. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy these things for whatever and try and inflate the price, but if you do come across them, I would definitely hold on to them because those are wild cards long term, definitely. All right, LEDs. I don't know, just bash me all you want. It's a $1,000 card. I can't believe it's not there, and it will get there one day, especially with the box. The box price of Mirage cards are already pushing, what, $2,000 a box now? LED is just a matter of time, period. It's such a bizarre, unique card, and there's so many shenanigans, and the way Wizards doesn't do R&D and play testing, it's just a matter of time before someone else comes up with some other shenanigans to use this as a Black Lotus type of mechanic. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. All right, let's zip over to the old Stronghold. Okay. Dream Halls. Love the original art. Love the card. I'm not actually sure. Is that actually reserve list? I'm not sure if Dream Holes is actually reserve list. Great card, love it. Again, I wouldn't go my way to buy it out and try to manipulate the price, but if you have them, definitely keep them. Sliver Queens. Are there more Sliver Queens, or is just one in this whole thing? Nope, just one. Sliver Queens, $1,000 card. Do not sell. Keep them. I don't care how much it goes up. Do not sell Sliver Queens. Same thing with Mox Diamonds. Do we have any Mox Diamonds in here? We do not have any Mox Diamonds in this collection. Snaring Bridge, not reserve list, been reprinted, blah, blah, blah. Original Stronghold, again, I wouldn't do anything dramatic. I don't consider this an investable card, but very cool, iconic piece of collectability from Stronghold. I think it'll hold its own, but nothing dramatic long term. Last but not least, Horn of Greed, even been reprinted as recently as Conspiracy 2. I wouldn't, if you get it, fine, but don't spend money on it. Hearthstone, again, a few dollar card, not dramatic here. If you come across them, definitely hold on to these type of cards. I think this one might be reserveless. I'd have to check. I have not done much research on this particular card. That's just kind of a hold type of position for me. All right, I'm going to jump over real quick. I'm going to jump over to Ice Age. When we talk about Ice Age cards, this is a very interesting thing. Ice Age, obviously, Ultra Bone. There's been a lot of activity in Ice Age. It's very, very interesting. This is the infamous Printed to Oblivion. Same thing with like Fallen Empires down there. But Ice Age is really showing some very impressive movements on the single cards lately. And it might just be because of manipulation and shadiness. I don't know. But it's been impressive. Ultra Bone, same thing. Reserve lists. If you have them, keep them. Don't go out of your way to bid up the price. Zuron Orb. I think this is actually an uncommon. I don't even think it's a reserve list. It's just an uncommon, right? I just love it. It's just iconic when I was a childhood. I pull them aside because I like the card. I want to jump over, since we're on that topic, to Fallen Empires and Homeland. So obviously when I dug through this massive collection and all the bulk, I did find a couple of the Rainbow Veils. I know, it's only a couple dollars a card. We're not talking a lot of money. But still, the artwork is she is gorgeous. Look at the landscape, the beautiful woman and her daughter. The tranquility, absolutely just breathtakingly just calming. One of my favorite pieces of art. If this art was on a different card on like ABU, forget it. It'd be insane. Rainbow Veil, absolutely just... I love the card. If it was in any set besides Fallen Empires, it's reserve list. If this was not printed in Fallen Empires, no joke. If this card was printed in Legends or Arabian Nights, this would be it would be $100 to $1,000 a card. Make fun of me. Go for it. Didgeridoo. I still can't take the stupid card seriously. I can't take this card seriously, everybody. It's got Mr. Muscle Minotaur going, and it's got, I just can't, it's just such a funny card. Oh, God. But you know what? It's a flippin' one drop. And God help Magic the Yu-Gi-Oh-ing as you poke your mom if there's ever a Minotaur archetype or tribal or anything on some new set, which eventually I do think will happen, in some throwback set, and if there's high casting cost Minotaurs, forget it. Can you imagine a deck built around a bunch of 6, 8, 10 drop Minotaurs, like big old Eldrazi Minotaurs, and you got Didgeridoos popping these things out for 3 colorless? I'm telling you, that is a card. Again, if you come across it, or you can get it for $1 or so, I would buy it and keep it. Don't go out and start spending hundreds of dollars buying these things up. But again, it is a speculative card that does have potential. It may never happen, but if it does, you need to be positioned. I would definitely have exposure to a card like that. All right, let's jump over here to Alliances. Ladies and gentlemen, Alliances. Lake of the Rudy. Again, this card, I can't believe it was like $10 for so long. Finally moved up to like, what, 30, 40, maybe 50 now? Who knows when you see it. Is this sorted or anything? It's not sorted at all. It's a complete mess. That's cool. At least I did my planning. All right, Thawing Glaciers. Love the card. Played with it all the time in the late 90s when I was in like freshman high school. Love the card. Not much to say. The Old Outpost, again, love the card. One of the top cards back in the day. The Lord, I'll be honest with you guys. In today's standard, it's garbage. Nobody wants it, but this is a very special card to me. It was iconic. I played with it, built decks around it. This was considered one of the top cards when Alliances actually came out. The 4-drop for the 10-4, it did not have Tramples, a huge setback, but it does have Regenerate, which is a very rare thing, and of course has some drawbacks to get that bad boy in the field. Giant Purple Dude. Good old Pel de Groify, Pel de Graf, Pel de Grief, Pel de Groof, Pel de Poo-Poo, whatever you want to call it. It's a meme card. It's a meme card. It's always going to have value. It's probably even reserve list. It's just a meme. The fact it's a meme, I would hold it. That's a strong hold. Shield Sphere. Now, these are those weird cards. Like, this card, I never played with when I was a kid. I thought it was a piece of crap stupid. I was like, who wants to play a card that's a flipping wall that gets weaker every time you use it? Like, what? I thought it was the biggest piece of garbage. Then I got older and I played, and, well, before YouTube, when I still played up regularly, I realized, holy crap, this is actually a decent card. Like, on turn 1, to get against white weenie decks and crap, to actually be able to drop some protection for no cost, and I mean, it's a 0 drop. I don't know if that's reserve list. It might be. That's something, again, that does have potential. Helm of Obedience, make fun of me all you want. I can't believe it's still cheap. That thing should be 100 plus. Phyrexian Devour, I'll be honest with you, I just think the artwork is hilariously awesome. I just love the artwork. I just like the card. I don't really care. Spirit Guide, honestly, this is one of those cards. If you get this thing in turn 1, and you're trying to mana ramp into green, man, I know, look at me acting like I know how to play the game. Dude, turn 1, you get one of these things or 2 of these in your hand, and you get a flipping some other cards, or I was going to say, if you drop a flipping Mox, or if you drop a flipping Force, a Mox, and like some Elves and a Soul Ring, dude, this is an extra 1 green to discard it with no, I mean, I always thought that was an interesting card. That always kind of fascinated me. All right, so, wow, this is really taking even longer than I already thought. Next, we're going to jump, this might be like a 4-part video. All right, we're going to Dr. Palinki. Again, Urza's, I can't believe it's still under $100. I don't really have anything to say. You guys already know. Gilded Drake, again, this is already the one that's already made tremendous moves. I'm surprised it stayed cheap for as long as it did. Is anybody honestly surprised? Sanctum, same thing. This is, I mean, not as good as a Cradle, but again, same thing. I'm not surprised it took this long. Cards like this are just, mechanically unique. How about that for a Wizards of the Coast term? Rudy's Phyrexian Hard Tower. I always thought this was a really cool card, but this was like the weakest, cheapest card. This was like a $5 card for the longest time. And I always thought it was way underpriced, and I don't really know why. I just always thought that was a neat card. All right, so over here, do we even have a Cradle? Oh, we have one Cradle. Stronghold, by the way, sorry, it's in the Urza's pile. Should have the other one. The old Volra Stronghold, cool card. Never been a huge fan of it. Master Wizard, cool card. Again, always reminds me of Tolarian over there. I know it's valuable. It's gone up. It's decent. I'm just still not really a huge fan of the card. I know it gets some little action, though. I want to comment real quick on the defense grid, not reserve list, but I just love the card. Very iconic card from the Urza's Legacy time period. Just a really, really iconic thing. All right, so the big daddies over here. We'll talk about Tolarian and the Cradle. Look, everybody. Cradle's a $1,000 card. The Tolarian one's probably going to be right behind it at 500 plus. It's just a matter of not if, but a matter of when. Again, if you can come across them, you can get good deals. I think those are things that you should definitely, again, be holding on to. Don't go out of your way and try to manipulate the market and buy them out. But these are things, if you have them in your collection, no matter how much they go up, you need to hold. Otherwise, you will regret selling them in the future. I'm telling you all, it is what it is. I've seen it a million times. All right, so Scorched Ruins, again, now this is to the Weatherlight thing. Recently, Weatherlight is experiencing tremendous uptick in pricing. These were all like dollar cards for the longest time. Now, Weatherlight, again, Gemstone Mine, not even reserve list, been reprinted, not worth a ton. I mean, I remember these being in the dollar bulk bin for me when I was a kid. They didn't have much value. They have a little bit of value today. They're getting there, but still use a little bit of caution. Now, Lotus Veil's a weird one. I've never been a fan of this card, but there's been, people have played some shenanigans, and people have really bid the price up on this thing. And with the price of Weatherlight boxes and the supply, I don't know. I'm on the fence on that card. And now we get into some weird ones here. The Firestorm, the Well of Knowledge, and of course, let's go ahead and get to it. We got some Mana Web, Peacekeeper, great cards, but I really wanted to comment on this Null Rod situation. I feel, and again, I'm going to go ahead and for those of you still watching this late in the video, Null Rod was the number one reason I always felt Weatherlight boxes were severely undervalued. No joke. It was the number one reason I always felt that Weatherlight should have been over $1,000 a box. Because I feel this is $100 to up to a $500 card. And I've always felt that. I know it sounds crazy when it's not reality. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to kind of break this video up because this is ridiculous. I didn't realize how long I was going to go. So have a great day.